So today on 1159 videos, we're going to address this. In manufacturers' quest to get better gas mileage on their cars, they went to plastic gas tanks. The bad part is, if you ever have a nasty blowout like I did, well, once it cuts into it, this isn't metal, so you can't replace it, and this is a funky plastic that doesn't like anything. First off, don't use JB Weld. I already tried it. It don't hold on this particular application. So, and I tried it several times. Cleaned it, grinded it. It still would not hold. So today we're going to do a different repair that will definitely hold it, and we're going to use 5200. That stuff, I use it on my boats. It can hold up like you wouldn't believe. It's pretty much a permanent repair. Now don't get me wrong, I do have another gas tank. I could change it out, but we're going to address plastic gas tanks and how to repair them. And we're going to go ahead and knock that out in this series. First thing I did, I went ahead and cleaned it up. I re-scrubbed it with a wire brush, and I sprayed it with some brake cleaner to make sure that there's no like oily residue on there. So the other thing too is where the JB Weld came out, I'm actually going to put it back in, and I'm going to use it as a plug for the most part, kind of like a little filler. I'll put a little bit of adhesive on this back side to hold it in there. Now we're also going to use a piece of aluminum to pretty much cap over it. Drill a few holes on here, and then we're going to screw it in with some number 8 by 3/8 little screws. So we're going to fill this in right here. Now let's see what it looks like when we get it ready. 5200 is some amazing stuff. Now don't gunk it all up in the hole so it falls into your gas tank. So put it really thin right there. You're not going to fill this up right away either, so this needs to sit for a good day or two, so that way it cures fully before you start putting gas on it. But let's go ahead and get the plugs in there, get it started, and then we're going to drill some holes for the little aluminum like caps that I'm going to make for it, and get it going from there. The first section is already in there. I put the plug, the little piece of JB Weld that fit in there perfectly. So I put some 5200 on top. I already pre-drilled 3 holes in there. We're actually going to put a 4th hole down here. So right now what I'm going to do is I went ahead and took the piece of aluminum, made it so it was going to fit pretty much like that. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure that all the edges of this are covered, and then I'm going to go and put this on, put a couple screws on it. We're also going to reseal the screws once we get it in there. So let's go ahead and get the first one done, and that's pretty much how you're going to do each one of the other ones. So now this one right here was a little bit worse. Now these back two are more of like for venting and stuff like that, but it still lets air out. You don't want an open spot for anything like a spark to get in there. So we're going to go ahead and 100% seal this and get it fixed. So let's get the first one done, and I'll show you the other ones. I want to show you the front screws are in, the plates on there, so the adhesive's already been applied. I went ahead and covered the screws and the edges of it. So I just wanted to show you what it looks like. See, so when you finish up on this last section right here, the back side, you want it to look just like the front right here. So I mean, it don't have to look pretty. You can pretty much spray some undercoating on top of this, a little bit of black paint if you want when you're done. But you got to remember the inner fender well is going to cover all this up, so you won't see it. But you do have to seal the screws because it goes all the way through. So all that has to be done, and you can also put some on the screws as you put it in the hole to seal it even better. So don't forget to do that. Anyways, let me go ahead and finish up this one, then we're going to go ahead and knock out the other. Alright, the front one has pretty much been repaired. That's the main one where the gas goes in, and I went ahead and sealed all around it and into the center of the next section right there. All the screws are sealed, the edges are sealed, so that's pretty much a permanent repair. 5200 is some amazing adhesive. It's more of a polyurethane adhesive than other ones. So we're going to go ahead and get this one ready right here. That's a nice big gap, so we're going to use that JB Weld as the plug, and then we're going to put some 5200 on it to get, seal it in there. Then we're going to put the aluminum and screws. So let me get the next ones ready. Okay, I've got the aluminum on the other one. I've got some screws drilled in there, just pretty much holding it for right now. And then I used a little piece of the JB Weld to pretty much do a little bit of filler for the back one, so it's getting ready too. So let me go ahead and I'm going to take this back off, recaulk, use the adhesive on the back sides down here, and then 2 more screws, 1 on each side, and then this one right here will be done. Now you got to remember, the 5200's already holding in the JB Weld, so pretty much the repair is done. The aluminum's just kind of like a little bit of extra to help reinforce it. So let me get this one all done, and then we're going to go ahead and finish up with that, and that'll be your gas tank repair pretty much for the plastic tanks. Now, it's not the prettiest repair in the world, but by the time you put some undercoating or just even put the inner fender back in, you're not even going to know that's there. It's pretty much a permanent repair. So that's a done deal. Now just keep in mind, 5200 is a polyurethane type of adhesive, so it is not a water cleanup. So you need to clean your hands with some gasoline, or you could have wore some latex gloves, which I didn't do this time. But that way you got to clean up your tools now, because once that stuff dries, when it's wet you can use gasoline to clean up. When it dries, it's pretty much permanent. So that's why they say permanent repairs using 5200. Anyways, that's our plastic gas tank repair done. Now I wouldn't recommend this if you have a hole, say, in the bottom of your tank. Yeah, I probably wouldn't go that way. It probably could work, but I wouldn't do it. This was just where the tire blew out, so I was doing a repair. I already had to replace one of my vacuum lines right there, which goes to the emission system and the stuff that comes back to the canister. That had got ate up. It also got my anti-lock brakes wire. I had to repair that too. So anyways, this is all repaired, and yeah, in case you didn't notice, this is going to be another edition of the videos. My shock's been lowered. Why did he lower his shock? Hey, wait, that's not a stock Jetta spring. What did he put in there? That's going to be a separate video, so you have to check back and see what I did. Tired of having your Jetta or your station wagon Jetta squatting in the rear? Well, I have a fix to that, so check back, you'll see. Anyways, 11:59 videos, we're out.